What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex, and I'm back with more Love After World Domination videos. This is my review for episode 4 for today. And with that, guys, let's dive into this review of this episode. Let's get it. So, guys, the title of the episode is called Could You Please Tell Me Why? And it's a very interesting episode today. So what we see here is that Desumi she went to school, she hung out with friends, they had their girl conversations about hanging out, going to karaoke, talking about boyfriends. And what we end up having happen is that during this whole conversation that with her friends talking to her about Desumi about having a boyfriend, she's blushing and we know that her and Fudō are dating. What are the odds that they run into Fudō hanging out with the pink gelato? Yes, Haru herself out while they're at this cafe while they are out and about hanging together, and Desumi sees this and she runs off. Now, interesting stuff about this conversation is that Haru actually saw during her fight with the Gekkos last week, the Gekko group last week, in episode 4, that she saw Fudō and Desumi riding the roller coaster together, and she wanted to actually approach Fudō about this because she was wondering, was Desumi Fudō's girlfriend? And with that, but Fudō thought that she wanted to talk to him about training. He's up here talking to her about doing exercises and taking protein from this protein can, and because Haru has only been with the group for 6 months, that he was trying to tell her, this is okay, so this is what you wanted to talk to me about. But she tried to say that that's not what it was, but she accepts it, and then of course we move on. But again, Desumi took it to heart. They end up going and fighting the Gekko group with her there, being the princess leader and stuff. She took it to heart. She got upset, and during their fight here, as you see, Desumi ends up really taking it seriously. She kicks Fudō in the face. She does this powerful whirlwind attack that sends Fudō flying. And what ends up happening is that they have a specific conversation because she's actually talking to Fudō about what she saw. Fudō saying, hey, I'm that's not the case, like I'm not cheating on you, because she says, like, you were cheating on me, how could you, and he's like, that wasn't me, that's not the case, that's not what happened. But again, she's still taking it seriously, but to the point where she ends up crying because she's this evil princess, because she's a part of the bad guy crew, that she feels like she doesn't deserve to be loved. And she she literally is crying. She's just like, oh my gosh, like this has to be the reason why I could never, like, love is out of my reach, out of my grasp. But Fudō tells her, like, hey, like, I would never cheat on you. You're the only girl that I want. You're the only girl that I love. Even to the point that he hugs her here. Such an intimate moment. And then of course they go from this specific spot and then sitting outside and having a more intimate conversation to the point where they hold hands. They actually want to get together and go out on a date even after school in their school gear. But Haru here, as you see, she hears the whole conversation. She hears this whole conversation, well, at least most of it, at least. And even the narrator says, like, they're busted. Haru says, let's go, to Fudō. And then as you see her, Fudō's like, he's like mind blowing away and thinking that it's ruined, the relationship is ruined, and she's gonna go tell the team. He even like envisions this here of her saying, of this, her having this evil smile on her face, and basically telling the whole squad that, and even including the doctor, that him and Desumi are dating. But that's not the case. What is happening? They have a meeting and she doesn't say anything to them, and he's shocked about it. He's questioning why she didn't say anything. But what ends up happening, she ends up following both Fudō and Desumi a little bit later in the evening, rolling into the night. Desumi and Fudō are out. They're trying to figure out how to go about the next steps on maybe possibly figuring out what to do next, because they feel like Haru still may say something and basically cause this relationship to end. But like I said, she follows them. Desumi notices that. She sends Fudō off to get her coffee drink. They end up having a specific conversation. Desumi's wondering why she didn't say anything. But Haru wants to fight Desumi. She goes into her pink gelato gear. She ends up fighting, and interesting enough, she goes into fighting. And one thing that I did notice from even from episode 1 up to last week in episode 4, that she is more preferred of using her gun because it doesn't look like she's really been well trained in hand-to-hand combat. So Desumi here, she notices that about her too, but she's able, her defense is over 9,000, and she's able to actually duck and dodge and parry a lot of her, basically all of her attacks, and she ends up knocking her out. Once Haru wakes up, they have a specific conversation as well, where, you know, Haru is basically telling Desumi, like, you know, I really love Fudō, and that's the reason why I joined the team here. And she was hoping to possibly get in a relationship with Fudō because of that. Of course, Desumi's taking all of this in. But one thing that Haru does mention, though, is that she looks up to Desumi. Why? Because it must have happened one time after school or something like that. 2 guys tried to like mug her or something like that, or attack her, and in this alleyway, and Desumi comes out of nowhere and boots them in the face, or as you see, boots them both, knocks them both out, and she's able to save Haru. And Haru was humble. She was joyous, excited that, you know, that Desumi saved her life. And there, you know, she's telling her this conversation, and Desumi, to the point, she cries, she hugs Haru here. As you see, they have such a specific bond in this moment. And then, you know, to the point, then after that, Haru falls asleep, and Fudō ends up coming back with her drink, and he sees that Haru is laying on Desumi's lap, but she just basically says here that, you know, she fell asleep, but I think it's, you know, basically time for us to go. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. One of the things that I wanted to say, though, I was thinking that Haru was going to actually go back and still say something to do so, but I'm a little bit shocked that did not occur. Per her character, though, she seems like she's not that type of a person, but it would have been interesting had she done that. Now, I want to say for sure, though, that eventually the team is going to find out. More so, Misaki is going to be the one to find out, and maybe she will be on some treacherous stuff and actually look to break up Fudō and Desumi moving forward later on. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking and guessing, guys. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to episode 5. Love After World Domination anime has been really, really fun these past 4 weeks. I really, truly am having a lot of fun watching this anime, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to be happening and coming. Looking forward to seeing how things are going to transpire, and how Haru is going to be looking to try to have specific conversations with both Fudō and Desumi to try to continue to hide their relationship. I'm really looking forward to that moving forward. But that's pretty much my review, guys. What did you all think of today's episode? Leave some comments in the comment section below. Let's talk about some things, and I will hopefully talk to you all next time with more Love After World Domination. Peace, guys.